I always forget that the perspective, whatever it's called, changes when you switch to film mode, and then everything's the wrong height. Doesn't fix it. Okay, that. Cool. So, today we're going to talk about what I use in the shower, which I realise is weird. We're gonna pretend it's not weird, because it's really important that we all do our bit for the environment and have less wasteful showers. So we're going to pretend that me talking about the products I use in the shower isn't weird, because I think it will help some people. But I am aware of how weird this is. That's my disclaimer for today. Okay, so let's start with why a zero waste shower or a plastic free shower is a great place to start if you want to reduce how much plastic you use. So when I realised that I really wanted to cut down the amount of single-use plastic in my life, I was a university student and I was living in catered halls. So I got food cooked for me. There was a canteen where I could go and get food. And food is probably the main thing where you use plastic, but I didn't really have that because I wasn't cooking for myself. So I decided I would start with the bathroom, because I would just replace each item as they ran out, and therefore it wouldn't be this really expensive overhaul. I could just slowly, over the next few months, make my shower more environmentally friendly. I see a shower as being split into 4 things. You have hair, body, face, and shaving. That's kind of how I see a shower. Like, those are the things that I use, all fall nicely into those categories. So, number 1, hair. There are 2 options really that I have found for hair. The first one is to use bars of things. So I'm currently using a Lush shampoo bar and a Lush black tub of conditioner. And those are working amazingly, and they're really fun to use, and they smell incredible, and they make your hair feel really nice. But they are expensive, and I appreciate that, because I was always really hesitant to start looking at Lush as an alternative, because it's so much more expensive. So what I found is personally better for me, and also just because I have so much hair, I would still rather use liquid products. So what's really great is there's this company called Faith in Nature, and I'm not the only one, but they're the one I know of, that do refill stations. So there is a shop in Bristol, near where I live, in Bristol, called Better Foods, and there they have these big plastic tankards. They're like this big. I think they're 12 litres of product, and you can take along your own bottle and fill it up. And for me to fill up a regular 250ml bottle costs £3, and I'm more than happy with that. So yeah, those are the 2 main options that I have found for replacing your hair products, and I think that's really great. And also, to clarify, because people have asked me before, when these big plastic things, you can't see my hand, when those get empty, they get sent back to Faith in Nature, who refill them. So eventually, yes, these plastic things will break, and they probably should use metal ones or something instead, but they're not only being used once. They are being used, tens of times, hopefully hundreds, but I can't guarantee that. Okay, number 2, we'll go for face. I have tried 2 things so far, and I'm not happy with either. So I'm going to keep searching, but I'm not pessimistic. We are optimistic. So the first thing I tried was a Lush black pot of Dark Angels, and this is a really great, it's like a face scrub, but it's not too scrubby. It's not too exfoliating, so you can use it every day. The only issue is that it's got charcoal in it and it stains your face. So I would have to wash my face with this, and then wash my face again with soap or coconut oil a lot, to not have a grey face when I came out of the shower, which is just a pain in the bum. You can use Dark Angels as a face mask, and then it wouldn't be so bad that it would take ages to remove if you're only using it maybe once a week or so, but I was trying to use it as my everyday product, and it was just far too much hassle. I really want to try Lush Herbalism, which is a very similar thing, but it's green and has I think it's like avocado and some herbs in it, and I think that will be a great alternative for me, so that's what I'm going to try next. What I'm currently trying is, my mum bought me from a local soap shop, or a local soap company, a bar of charcoal soap, which is great, but it just gets stuck to everything. So I have 3 or 4 solid products at the moment, like soap, shampoo bars, and I store them all in this tin, and it just gets stuck inside the tin, and it's really annoying. So I don't think I would use that again. But in terms of washing my face, it's also wonderful and seems to be working fine, although I've only been using it for a week or so. But yeah, so those are the two things that I would suggest, would either be Lush products in tubs or bars. See if you can get a bar of face soap for whatever suits your needs. Some people, I reckon, could probably also go without face soap or use normal soap on your face. Okay, number 3 is body. You have two options really. Again, you have a refill from a body wash if you can find one, or you have bars of soap. So the only bar of soap I've been able to find commercially that doesn't come in plastic is Dove. Dove sell bars of soap in cardboard boxes. However, this was really difficult to find because normally I've noticed they get 2 boxes, so there's 1 bar of soap in each, and then they wrap that in plastic and sell you that as a double pack. And I'm like, why? Why? The other thing that I wanted to say about soap is that I found that using a soap bag makes the experience a lot better. It's this little bag that you put your soap in, and then it is so much more exfoliating and it doesn't slip out of your hand and it lathers a lot better, and I just find all of those things make it so much better to use, because at first I found soap really annoying to use, but I found using a soap bag makes it all wonderful. And what I do is you're supposed to use a soap bag for like your remaining bits of soap, a lot of people say, and when you've got like small chunks that would fall out of your hands, but I found that just whacking the whole soap bar in there is great. And then whenever a soap bar runs out, I put it in the washing machine just to give it a good clean. And that's been wonderful so far. And I've had mine for 4 or 5 months now, and it's still being fine. As I said, I wash it every time I finish a bar of soap, so it's not unclean. I put it in the washing machine. So yeah, I think it will last me a very long time. I'm not sure it will last forever, but even when it does break or is no longer usable, it's not made of plastic, so the environment won't hate me. Lastly, before I bore you all to tears, is shaving. So whatever parts of your body that you choose to shave, but I now use a safety razor, which is a metal razor that you unscrew the head of and then you can put a new blade in. The blades are really hard to come by. You can buy them in Boots, but if you buy them from Boots they come in plastic. So that's what I've been doing, but I've just ordered some that come in a cardboard box from a zero waste website, and I'm going to see when I go back to Bristol if I can find a zero waste shop where I can buy them in plastic, or I can buy them not in plastic. But the blades are really cheap, so even though the initial razor I think cost me about £15 from Amazon, the blades are about £2 for 5 or 10 razors. They're very cheap, and it actually works really well. I personally find that the blade doesn't last me that long, but by not that long I mean like 2 to 3 weeks. But I've heard some people saying that they can use the blade for like 2 months, and I personally just haven't found that. But maybe that's just the blades I'm using, because I've been using ones from Boots. Who knows? But it's a great alternative, and very easy to use. I was a bit sceptical at first, but I thought I was like going to have to change the blade and would it be really dangerous? But the thing that reassured me is I watched a video of someone doing it, and they talked about how thin the blade is, and when I got it myself it was even thinner than I imagined. Like it's not scary at all. You can literally almost bend the blades. So it's this really thin piece of metal, and once you see how thin that piece of metal is, there's no way you could be scared of it. Just be sensible when you're changing the blade and you will be fine. You can buy bars of shaving soap, but I personally haven't. I normally shave my legs in the bath, and so I don't really find I need shaving foam or shaving cream or shaving soap. I have found that coconut oil is also great for this. I'm slowly learning the wonders of coconut oil and all the random weird things it's good for. So if I do want to use something, I will use coconut oil. So that's all I have to say. I would love to hear in the comments what you've replaced, what you're struggling to replace. I will talk more about things like how to remove makeup and makeup products in another video, but I just wanted to focus on like the shower, because this was a great starting point for me, and I'm really proud of the fact that now all of my products in the shower are plastic free. So yeah, I'd love to hear your experiences, your tips and your questions in the comments. My name is Louise, and if you want to learn more about me, you can follow me on Instagram at louisedoeslife. That's my main social media and where you can find me. and I will see you soon. I hope you're enjoying these videos and that you're finding them very informative, very interesting, and I hope they really help us all to improve, because we gotta do something, kids. We gotta do something if we don't want the world to become a giant waste dump site. On that pleasant note, I'll see you next week.